Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, The Harvest. Today we are going to be talking about vegan Philly cheesesteaks. Now, this has become one of my favorite meals to make. Because I personally I love cheese, love cheese. So Philly cheesesteaks are fantastic. They're really good. I'm not a huge steak fan, but I just like that it's covered in cheese. So when I became a vegan, I really was craving a Philly cheesesteak, and I refused to give in. I wasn't going to give in and eat this Philly cheesesteak that was so ooey gooey and just looked really great and smelled really good. I just wasn't going to do it. I was sticking to my guns, and I was stuck on and consistently going to be a steady vegan all the way through. So I came home and I just started pulling ingredients, whatever we had at home that I would normally use to make Philly cheesesteaks for our family. I took a recipe that I used to use where I made ground beef Philly cheesesteak sliders. They used to be smaller, but now I use sub bread. Sub bread. So to give it some more like the open face sandwich feeling. So this video is just going to be me showing you how I made my vegan Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope you actually take a moment to give it a try, because it does taste pretty much as close to a Philly cheesesteak as you're going to get without the meat. And I just love it because I can have all the parts of having a Philly cheesesteak that I truly enjoy without any of the extra animal parts or fat or grease or anything like that. It's just really good, and I hope that you enjoy it. So as far as ingredients goes, I started with some shiitake mushrooms that were sliced a little bit thin, but not too thin, just to make sure it kept that meaty texture. I have red, green, and orange peppers sliced. I used some sliced onions, a bit of garlic, anywhere between 1.5 to 2 cups of almond milk, vegan mayo, and some provolone cheese. And I also use sub bread for just to keep the sandwiches a little more in line with what I was trying to go for, trying to create that Philly cheesesteak esque sandwich. So the very first thing that I did was melted some butter in my pan. I used avocado butter, which I'm really loving. It tastes like butter, feels like butter, acts like butter, and it's vegan friendly. So I use it all the time, and it's one of my favorite butter substitutes to use. I sauteed my green, red, and orange peppers and my sliced onions in the pan to get them nice and caramelized. And the sizzle and the crisp on the way that these peppers and onions sounded together was just so great. I really loved hearing them, and they smelled really good. The aromatics worked really well together. I also added the garlic here as well to make sure I'm getting a nice group of flavoring together. My sliced shiitake mushrooms. I cut them in half first, and then I sliced them so that they did have like that thin steak-like look to them, but I wanted them to have a nice thickness to the pieces so that it still felt like a meaty texture. I added them in, and I continued to cook my peppers and onions and garlic together with it until they all became nice and caramelized with a beautiful brown glaze over them. And then the very next thing I did was layer it on top of my sub bread. Now I did get a chance to make a cheese sauce using the Daiya cheese. I started just by using about 1/4 cup to about 1/2 cup of flour, and with butter, making it into a roux, and using about maybe to 1.5 cups of almond milk to create that roux, to give me that nice white sauce. And then I added in my seasoning and my Daiya cheese slices. Now the Daiya provolone cheese I've only seen in the cheese slice form, so I used about 5 slices, diced it up really nicely, and then added it and stirred it into the the sauce. So I got that nice cheesy creamy white sauce to add on top of my Philly cheesesteaks to make them Philly cheesesteaks. Girls, as you can see, it's Philly cheesesteak-esque vegan. It's very healthy. It's really great It's ooey gooey cheesy, has all the components for Philly cheesesteak minus the meat, but it still feels like a great sandwich. My children love this meal. My family genuinely enjoys this type of sandwich, and I personally, it's one of my favorite things to make as far as sandwiches go. Now, we'll be leaving all of the ingredients, including the spices that I use, down in the description box, and you can go ahead and try and make it your own, and hopefully you're able to enjoy this in the same manner that I was. And if you like this video, please like and share, and let me know in the comment section if you have any suggestions or have questions about how it's done or what it is that I use or where you can find these things, and I'll be available to you. Make sure you check out our Instagram at theharvest.nye, and thank you so much for joining me. This is The Harvest, and enjoy.